I wouldn't mind doing a hunting show. That means you get to go hunt for free. That shit can be expensive.
What do you like to hunt for?
Well, next week I have an elk hunt, and I'm backpacking for 10 days and hunting out in the woods for 10 days. So, yeah.
Where?
The Gila National Forest in New Mexico. Yeah, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah. What's the biggest game you've taken down?
This is my first hunt in general, and I'm going with the bow, doing it myself, by myself. It's going to be epic.
Cowboy give you any advice?
Nah, man, he doesn't even know. But I went and got one of these GoPro things, and I got a lens that you can adjust on it and everything, so I can attach it to my bow. So when I'm shooting or when I set up and everything, it will get everything, front and back. So
what kind of pound the tension on your bow?
70. Yeah, 70 pound. Goes like 346 feet per second. Like I took it over to the house, and Andre was there. Andre Orlovsky, he's staying at my house in Albuquerque, and he's like looking at it like, oh, this gonna kill Big U, and his Russian accent, and I'm like, yeah, bro, you don't even understand. He's like, whatever. And so I pulled one back. I put a target out there, and I pulled one back, and it was probably like 30 yards. He's like, holy shit! The arrow, almost goes through the entire target. He's like, yeah, I'll kill one.
Those compound bows are serious. Right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So you've been shooting for a while, then?
Yeah, I've been shooting for a couple of years. So, yeah.
Got to know, I asked you earlier, but on camera, how's your hand? How's the rhythm?
Oh, it's good, man. The hand's good. No problems. Started hitting probably right around July 4th. That weekend, started hitting again, and I haven't felt it while hitting pads. I sparred. And I just clipped the guy's elbow, and it swelled up a little bit, and it got a little sore. But I would say like in 2 weeks, I'll have no problems with it. I won't be thinking about it. You know what I mean? And like even now, I'm starting to not worry about like if I can use it or not, if I'm sparring or anything like that. So I think we did it right. I mean, we took a little bit longer maybe than what most guys would take, but at the end of the day, I don't foresee any setbacks, you know what I mean? So I could crack on some guy's head, and it's not gonna hurt,
And what did you take away from that Werdum fight? I'm sure it had to be, pretty good learning experience, something.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I learned that, as a fighter, I know how to go out there and mess somebody up, right? Like I just know how to go out there and kind of F stuff up, but I don't know how to fight, and that's one of the things that I'm learning right now. And as a fighter, you kind of don't want to admit that, but at the same time, I'm not looking to sit here and just sit comfortably in the 3 spot, 4 spot. I'm going for the championship. So anytime I have a fight, I have to go back and dissect everything, and that's exactly what I did. I went through all the emotions when after the loss, like freaking blaming everybody else, and then putting it all on me, and then doing all this other kind of stuff, crying in the fetal position at night. You know what I mean? It's like all this kind of, you just go through all that stuff, and during that time, I just I totally tore my game apart and asked myself, how would I beat me? And so now that's what we're working on is, I'm learning how to fight.
You're at Greg Jackson's camp. You beat over him. What's that like, the relationship between you two? Do you guys spar now regularly?
Yeah, I haven't trained there since my fight. I've been hitting mitts actually with Edmund up in Glendale, and I haven't been back to Albuquerque to train.
Glendale Fight Club, Ronda's coach.
Yeah, Ronda's coach. Yeah, Glendale Fight Club, and so that's where I've been hitting mitts and working out a lot, and
seen Ellenberger in there.
Yeah, Ellenberger. Yeah, he's good. He's a buddy of mine. Going out and seeing Ricky Lindell and working with Neil Malance and for the grappling and everything like that. So, just kind of figuring out what I need to do, to further myself, and as it is what it is.
Is that a full split? Like, will you go back to Jackson's, or do you feel like this is kind of a new direction for you?
No, I haven't. I feel like I'm gonna go back to Jackson's, to do my camps and stuff like that. But right now, you know, working with Edmund and stuff like that. And who knows? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you know, I might stay with Edmund and do a camp there. You know, and get ready for a fight because you know, like I said, I'm just gonna do what I need to do to go out there and win fights. And you know, right now working with Edmund, it's been an eye opener. You know, I've been learning the ins and outs of the fight game, and just maybe a little more like the technical side. You know, like I said, I could go in there and you know, what am I ranked, 3rd or 4th or something like that, and not, you know, having that kind of understanding. You know what I mean? So still having a raw athlete, go out there and I'm ranked 4th. Now I'm going to learn how to fight. There's going to be some people in trouble.
Are they taking you over to Go-Cores at all too, or?
No.
Just Glendale Fight Club?
Yeah.
How far out are you, do you think, from accepting a fight assignment if the call comes?
You know, I think in order for me to be ready for a fight, I'd like to do, especially have this long of a layoff. You know, I've been trying to keep in shape. Right after my fight, I actually broke my foot and my hand during the first round of that fight, and so I had to find something to do besides just lay there and feel sorry for myself. So I went and got a bike and started riding like 20 miles a day, and was paddleboarding a lot and just doing that kind of stuff just to, you know, keep moving and keep active. So I'm not out of shape. I'm actually pretty lean right now, but cardio-wise, I just need to be able to pick it up. So I'd like to have, you know, 9-10 week camp. So I would say, like, you know, middle to late November at the earliest I would be able to fight.
And it sounds like this loss was an epiphany for you, as you just described, you know, wanting to evolve and progress. Has there been a point in the past in your career like this, or is this kind of unprecedented for you where you got that feeling?
No, you know, I did kind of the same thing right after Bigfoot. You know, I just, at that point, for me, it was more of like a lifestyle change, you know, like really coming to a realization that, you know, I'm only going to have this for a short amount of time, so I better take advantage of it and do everything that I can do. This time was, you know, I went into that fight having that mindset, but this time it's more based off of my skill and what I really need to do to, you know, make that next step, go fight for the title, go take the title and defend it.
And you know, with Werdum and Kane booked for later in the year, obviously, you know, they're spoken for. You're sitting right there at number 3. Given those circumstances, are you in a particular hurry to get back in, or would you just assume maybe wait, let that shake out, and you know?
I'm ready to get back in. I don't want to wait. I will never be that kind of fighter. You know what I mean? Like, actually, and you know, this was the first summer that I've had with my kids, you know, for 4 years. You know, I've always either had a fight during the summer or at the end of summer or something like that. So, you know, I enjoyed this time, but it was a tough one to come back from off a loss. You know what I mean? And have the summer off a loss. But you know, trying to find the silver lining. You know, I had a great summer with my kids. It was the first for a lot of stuff for them too. You know, they're 7 and 6. They're coming to their own as young boys. So, you know, I had a great time. But you know, it's just, I don't want to wait. You know, and I will never be that guy. The only reason I waited this long is because of my injuries.
You mentioned Andrei Arlovsky is your house guest. Does that mean that Maximus the Pit Bull is also your house guest? How is he as a
he's
as
great,
a guest?
Man. He's great. He's on it. He's on point. That dog. So Andrei's got him good.
Take him hunting?
Yeah, right. No. Andre tries to take him running in the mountains, and he has a heart attack almost.
Who do you think comes out on top in UFC 180?
That's Kane and Werdum.
Yeah.
Kane.
Yeah. Easily?
It's a fight, man, and the guy's, he's a trained fighter. Werdum is, but you know, I think Kane takes it.
Hey Travis, on with respect to that, you know, the Werdum fight, what surprised you? What actually surprised you in the cage, and when did it happen? Was there a certain point in the first round or at any point in the fight where something kind of surprised you? You're like, whoa, you know, maybe I got to work this, or I'm surprised that he can do that. Was there any element of that?
There's no surprises. The only thing what happened with me in that fight is, you know, I knocked him down, and as he was laying down, I threw my left hand, and he kind of brought his head up, and on the first punch, it just obliterated my hand. And so from there, I mean, I really I didn't know what was going on. All I could think about was my hand. You know what I mean? And you know, I was thinking, oh, the bone's sticking through, freaking, you know. Every time I would move, as soon as I got up, I knew I did something to it then. And then as soon as I got up, and if I would just move my fingers, it would be like snap, crackle, and pop in my hand, you know. And then I think I threw a kick or something like that, and then I broke 2 toes and a bone in my foot. And so, you know, for me, the first 3 rounds, I was just like, what the hell's going on? Like, am I ever going to be able to fight again? You know what I mean? And I panicked, you know what I mean? Because I was, you know, I'm a tough guy and I can work through little injuries, you know, but I was hurt, you know what I mean? There's a big difference, you know what I mean? So, and I was just trying to survive at that point. But honestly, everything that he did didn't surprise me. You know, yeah, that's definitely one fight that I want back 200%. You know, if they told me you're fighting him in Mexico, I'd be like, sign me up. You know what I mean? If something happens to Cain, which I hope it doesn't, I hope he's healthy as can be, you know, I'll jump in there in a heartbeat because I want that fight back for sure.
And what do you think in that fight, you know, Werdum and Cain, what do you think, you know, Werdum has in terms of the tools? I mean, how do you see it playing out strategically in your mind, having been in there with Werdum? And kind of everyone kind of knows Cain's reputation. He's a cardio monster. He's strong. He's fast. He's well-rounded. How do you see that playing out?
I think if you watch my fight with him, Werdum started to panic when I started, you know, feinting and faking but pressing forward, and that's when I caught him. Both in the 4th and the 5th round, I wobbled him. When I caught him and I started doing that, because in the 4th and 5th round, I finally was like, you know what, F this, I'm fine, I'm just gonna finish it, you know. So I started going out there, and I wasn't like cardio tired, but my body was beat up by then, you know. And I was just trying to push my body, and it is what it is. But I rocked them both rounds, I hit them both rounds, and wobbled them. And I think that's gonna be the big difference for Cain. Is, I mean, he just has that go mentality and penetrating, and you know, his fast hands to a shot, to putting you up against the cage and dragging you down. You know, people want to say, oh, Werdum's perfect because he's going to fight off of his back and all this kind of stuff. But let me tell you something. There's such a thing as anti-jiu-jitsu, and I think Cain is it. You know what I mean? Like, his wrestling ability, he's not stupid. He's a champion for a reason, and his wrestling ability will keep him out of submissions. I was on the bottom of that guy 3 times in our 5-round fight, and every time I got up. So, you know, I was where he wanted me to be, and he couldn't hold me down with a broken hand and a broken foot.
Awesome.
Thank you, Travis.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Thanks, Travis.
Thanks, guys.